Do you ever wonder why dried foods are traditional holiday staples? As we nestle into the holiday season, the warm and cozy attributes of dried foods become a comforting feature of our meals. But there's more to these foods than meets the eye. The tradition of drying foods dates back hundreds of years, a time-tested preservation technique that originated long before refrigeration. This method not only elongates the shelf life of food, but also concentrates and enhances flavors, making them a perfect addition to our holiday feasts. Now let's take a journey to New Mexico, where the art of drying food is still very much alive. Here, the sight of Chile ristras, or corn bundles hanging to dry, is not uncommon. Today, these items are more decorative than utilitarian, yet they continue to hold a special place in New Mexican cuisine. These dried foods, once hydrated by soaking in water, unlock a world of culinary possibilities. Dried beans and corn may need an overnight soak, but chilies rehydrate in a flash, ready to spice up your holiday dishes. Let's talk about corn, one of the most versatile foods when it comes to preservation. Indigenous communities who relied heavily on corn mastered the art of drying it for future use. They would hang the corn, tying the husks together, allowing it to dry naturally. This traditional method of preservation brings out the corn's sweetness while extending its shelf life. The beauty of corn is its versatility. It can be preserved whole, as kernels, or ground into meal. This ground meal can serve multiple purposes, turning into baking flour, masa for tortillas and tamales, or even into a thick, drinkable cornmeal mush known as champurrado or atole. In northern New Mexico, the locals are fond of chicos, a dish made from green corn baked in an adobe oven. This unique process gives the corn a deep, smoky flavor, making it a popular addition to soups and stews. Hominy is white corn that can be dried or preserved by canning for pozole. Chile, beans, garlic, and onions are other foods that are preserved by drying. Let's start with chile. Ristras, or strings of ripe red chilies, are iconic parts of New Mexican culture. They are dried in the sun and serve a practical purpose beyond their aesthetic appeal. They are used to make red chili sauce for enchiladas or as a base for soups and stews. However, it's crucial to ensure the ristra is intended for cooking, not merely decoration. Always ask the farmer if the ristra has been sprayed with shellac, which is common for decorative versions. Next, we have beans, one of the most shelf-stable foods. Once dried, beans can last an impressively long time. In New Mexico, a variety of beans are grown, with pinto often being the most popular. The process is simple. Soak the dried beans overnight, then cook them whole. To keep them tender, add salt at the very end. Now let's talk about garlic and onions. After harvesting, these alliums are cured for a few days, which allows them to stay fresh for months on end. Protected by a papery skin, their green shoots, or scapes, can be braided and hung in your kitchen. However, remember that onions, in particular, store better in a cool, dry, and dark place like a pantry. Dried herbs bring so much flavor to winter meals and provide the aromas you associate with the holidays. Picture oregano in pozole, rosemary with turkey, and anise in bizcochitos. To dry herbs, simply tie the ends together with cooking string, hang them up, and let them dry out completely. Fancy a fun project? Try making a DIY herb wreath. It's a delightful blend of practicality and holiday spirit. And remember, when you've used up all your herbs, just head to your local market for more. The best part about these dried foods, they are not only a nostalgic nod to our culinary history and culture, but they also embody the practicality that our ancestors practiced for centuries. These foods, once dried, can last for months, even years, offering a reliable source of nutrients and flavor in the heart of winter. Their cultural relevance in New Mexico is undeniable. From the corn hung by indigenous communities to the red chile ristras, symbolizing the warmth of New Mexican homes, these foods have woven themselves into the fabric of our daily lives and festivities. And what's more, they're readily available at our local markets. Supporting local farmers and food outlets means we're not only nourishing our bodies with high-quality fresh produce, but also nourishing our local economy and community. Holiday foods are cozy and practical, So why not explore the world of dried foods? Find your nearest local food outlet and fill your pantry with these treasures, embracing a tradition that's both flavorful and pragmatic.